Okay, welcome back to the channel real quick. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Working on the Bobcat E35. We got the hydraulic exchange coupler that we are resealing because it was leaking. So I didn't film any of this taking it apart because I really didn't know what I was doing. I didn't want to embarrass myself and look like an idiot. So I did get it apart. There's basically a little piston inside there with a head that stays in place. And there's a snap ring, not really a snap ring. It's like you can't use snap ring pliers on it. I had to use picks and dig it out. But you unclip the clip by kind of pulling it out, grabbing it with a pair of pliers and pulling it. I think they call it a ring clip. And then at that point, what I actually did was, because the two ends were sticking out because they're spring loaded, I took a hammer, beat this side, and it ended up pushing the whole head out. Now what I'm talking about is this piece right here. So here's the clip, or the ring. Okay, this goes, this one's stuck on here. Yeah, let me get my other one that's lubed up nice. Okay, so this is two pieces. You have the head and you have the piston. These both sit inside here real nice. This sleeves through here and seals. There's seals on the inside, and that's what failed on mine. And then this head sits inside, and that ring holds it along this groove, inside of a groove here. And there's a spring that goes in this hole, and then the other side, same thing. So that always is pushed out. And so what I was able to do was beat it over this way, basically pull this out like a hydraulic cylinder basically. Inside this would be the housing for it. We're gonna pop these seals out, put new seals, wipers, and all that sort of stuff inside. And then the clip just holds them in. Actually, the fluid flows through this knuckle here, but we'll get to that. I used picks, pulled it out, and then I used a long punch back the other way. One trick is this head here. There is a little bit of movement on it. You can kind of knock it back. So I put a punch on this ring here, punched it back enough that I could grab the ring and pull it out. On the one side, I started on this side. It had a little bit bigger of an opening. When I got to this side, then I could push the whole thing in and I could pull the clip out with a pair of pliers, and it worked really well. I washed it out with some brake clean, and then I got in the groove with a little bit of sandpaper, cleaned that up. So I got my new parts over here now. My new head, they're calling it new head, new piston, these pieces, and then my new clips, and we're gonna put it all back together. So I'm gonna use these as my reference. I got all my new pieces here, and I think I'll probably just do one at a time. So I got my seals set apart for each piece. I got to go through and reassemble based on these. So this orientation, I got this big white one there with a black wiper. And get some gloves, and we're going to put those back together and get this thing sealed up, because tomorrow it needs to go to a job. So, and it's already 2 in the afternoon. Here's the big spring. I got to clean that, but that goes in between them. That pushes them out. And that's what we're up against with my, there we go, little picks. Okay, so now we have an arrangement. I got 2 of everything here, and I'm going to compare what I have to what we're going to be installing. Looks like a double one right there. So let's see. That one looks kind of like that. That seems kind of small. No, that one's definitely that. So this kind of flat one here goes in the piston. Seems a little big. Oh, that's what that says. So, okay, then I got the head. Got it over the first part. I'm trying not to use picks on this stuff because I don't want to damage a brand new seal. But I might have to. We're gone. Okay, just got both sides in. This one's in, that one's got the clip on it so it can't come out, and the spring is thrown out the other side. Now, it seems like there's probably some fluid that gets stuck behind there that won't let this thing compress when you have it, when you're trying to compress it to shrink it. What you want to do when you're taking it apart is kind of pound these back in a little bit, maybe a 1/8 of an inch. That'll help you get the clip out, and also it's going to help us get the clip back in. So what I did here was just disconnect that from here. It's just 2 bolts, one from the bottom and one from the top, and then there's 2 O-rings. I got to replace one. That's actually what flows the hydraulic fluid into this manifold here. So, and I blew some air into this, and it ended up pushing the thing right back out and pushing that one out, which is good if you want to disassemble it. If you got the clip out, I don't know if it would go the other way. We'll find out in a second. Okay, so I got the clip back in on both sides. I'm just going to use my air gun here. I'm going to blow some air. You can see they pop out. If I switch to the other hole here, one pulls back in. They both pull back in. So what I'm going to do is kind of air it up, push them out, and I'm going to put some air, some bubbles, soap on there, and we'll test it for leaks with some soapy water, like we're filling up an air in the tire and checking that. Soap and water, and we're gonna I don't see any bubbles, so that looks good. Okay. Huh?
I just screwed this in.
Because it was all falling off. It was all flimsy. Well, I can see it didn't leak, so that's good. This one won't go back in all the way, but I'm not sure if it's anything to worry about right this second. Let's get my new O-ring on, get this thing back together. Okay. You can see we got her back in the garage and storage. It's packed in here. There's no room. Excavators, skid steers everywhere, trucks. Pretty well packed in here. But got her all resealed. Worked out very well. You saw I tested it with the soapy water to make sure there's no leaks. After that, you know, that part of the assembly's done. Mostly just getting this piece back on, which is where the hydraulic fluid comes through. Putting this pin back in and then getting everything re-greased, ready for action. So that was probably, well, it's almost 4 o'clock now. It's probably a 3-hour repair, and I didn't know what I was doing. So I didn't really film much of it because I hadn't done it before. I was just learning, but now that I figured it out and I couldn't find any videos on it, I said I might as well make a video, because even if it's quick, maybe it helps somebody else out. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.